Good morning, good afternoon. So in the previous class we have discussed about the dual cycle and expression for the efficiency of dual cycle. Okay. So today I am going to solve a numerical question on dual cycle. Okay. So first I am writing here the formula for the efficiency, which you should remember. Okay. It is a lengthy formula, so you have to remember this formula: 1 minus alpha root to power gamma minus 1 divide by r to power gamma minus 1 within bracket alpha minus 1 plus alpha gamma rho minus 1. This is the formula. So you have to remember this formula to solve the numerical question. Okay. So the question is, in an engine works on dual cycle, the pressure and temperature at the beginning of compression are 1.03 bar. Okay, the question the pressure and temperature at the beginning of compression is given. Okay, so first I'm drawing the diagram here so that you can easily understand what in question what data is given in the question. Okay, so here I'm drawing the diagram, the PV diagram for dual cycle. The question is on dual cycle, so you have to draw the dual cycle diagram. Dual cycle is like this: 1, 2, 2 dash, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. So, so this is a diagram for the dual cycle. Okay. So here data is given: pressure and temperature at the beginning of compression. Beginning of compression means at point 1. At point 1 pressure and temperature is given. Okay. Means at point 1 the value of pressure is given, so P1 is given. P1 is given equal to 1.03 bar. Is given equal to 1.03 bar. Okay. And temperature is given equal to 30 degrees Celsius. T1 is given equal to 30 degrees Celsius, which when you convert in Kelvin, it will come equal to 303 Kelvin. Okay. Temperature at the end of compression is 400 degrees Celsius. At the end of compression, temperature is given. So what is the point at the end of compression? So compression ends at point 2. Okay. Compression takes place from point 1 to 2. So compression ends at point 2. So at point 2 temperature is given, means T2 is given. So T2 is given equal to 400 degrees Celsius. 400 degrees Celsius plus 273. So it will become 673 Kelvin. Okay. Now the maximum temperature of the cycle is 2000 degrees Celsius. Okay. Maximum temperature of whole cycle is given here. Okay. Maximum temperature of the whole cycle. So maximum temperature of the whole cycle will be at 0.3. Okay. Maximum temperature of the whole cycle will be at 0.3. How? So at 0.3 temperature is given. T3 is given. How the maximum temperature takes place at 0.3? So this you can see in TS diagram. Okay. It is talking about the maximum temperature. So maximum temperature you can see only on temperature plot, na. So here I am drawing the temperature diagram, TS diagram. So how you draw the TS diagram for dual cycle? So in the previous class we have drawn the TS diagram for dual cycle. So this is like this. 1, 2, 2 dash, 3, 4. So from this diagram you can see that what is the maximum temperature? It is temperature plot. Okay, this is the temperature axis. So on temperature axis you can easily see that the maximum temperature occurs at point 3. This is the maximum temperature, topmost point. Okay, this is the topmost point on temperature graph. Okay, so maximum temperature will be at point 3. You can see from this TS diagram. Okay, so that's why I am saying that maximum temperature means temperature at T3. If you see in PV diagram, you may think that temperature at 3 and at 2 days will be same, but it is not like that. Okay, it is pressure axis. So at point 3 and 2 days pressure will be same, but temperature will not be same. Okay, so temperature will be maximum at point 3. Okay, so T3 is given equal to 2000 degrees Celsius. 2000 degrees Celsius plus 273, so it will become 2273 Kelvin. Okay, the heat addition at constant pressure is 2.5 times of heat addition at constant volume. Okay, in the question it is given that heat addition at constant pressure. Okay, heat addition at constant pressure. So in dual cycle you know that heat addition first takes place at constant volume, then at constant pressure. Okay, and in the question it is given that heat addition at constant pressure means this heat addition is 2.5 times of heat addition at constant volume. So here the heat addition you can say that means dq at constant pressure is equal to 2.5 times of dq at constant volume. Okay, this is given the question. Determine the efficiency of the cycle. Okay, efficiency is asking the question. Okay, so see how we can solve this question. So first see this equation. It is given that heat addition at constant pressure means heat addition from 2 dash to 3 is 2.5 times more than heat addition at constant volume means from 2 to 2 dash. So heat addition at constant pressure is from 2 dash to 3. So we can write here that dq at constant pressure we can write the formula mcp T3 minus T2 dash mcp T3 minus T2 dash is 2.5 times of dq at constant volume means 2 to 2 dash. So mcv T2 dash minus T2. Okay, so now here m cancel out and take this cv below cp, so we get cp by cv T3 minus T2 dash equal to 2.5 T2 dash minus T2. Okay, and we know that Cp by Cv is nothing but gamma. So we can write here gamma into, now put the value of temperature, all the temperatures. So we know the value of temperature T3 is 2273 minus T2 dash. T2 dash is not given the question. Okay, this value we need to find out. Okay, that's why this equation is given to find out the value of T2 dash, because the value of T2, the value of T1, the value of T3 is given, but the value of T2 dash is not given. Okay, temperature at point 2 dash is not given. So that's why this equation is given to find out the value of T2 dash. Okay, so here we need to find out the value of T2 dash equal to 2.5. Again we need to find T2 dash minus what is the value of T2? So T2 is given in question 673. It is 673 Kelvin. Okay. Now in this equation also put the value of gamma here. Put the value of gamma for air is 1.4. So if you solve this equation, whole equation, you will find the value of T2 dash equal to, you will get the value of T2 dash equal to 1247.35. 1247.35 Kelvin. Okay. So this will be the value of T2 dash. Okay. Now here means we got the value of T2 dash. Okay. So write this value here. T2 dash we can write here I'm deleting all these calculations. So here we got the value of, now we got the value of T2 dash. T2 dash equal to 1247.35 Kelvin. Now what is asking the question? Question is about efficiency. So we know the formula of efficiency here. In efficiency we need alpha, rho, gamma, alpha, R, alpha, rho. Okay. So first we find the value of compression ratio R. So what is the compression ratio? So compression ratio is nothing but V1 by V2, which we can find by this compression process from 1 to 2. Okay. So apply the formula for between process 1 to 2. Okay. So for process 1 to 2, for process 1 to 2 we can write that T2 by T1 equal to V1 by V2 to the power gamma minus 1, or V1 by V2 is nothing but compression ratio R to power gamma minus 1. Okay. So here we can find the value of R. So R is equal to T2 by T1 to the power 1 by gamma minus 1. We know all the value of temperature. So put the value of temperature T2. T2 is 673. 673 divided by T1 is 303 to the power 1 by 1.4 minus 1. When we calculate the value, we will find the value of R. So we get the value of R equal to, it will, when we calculate the value, you will get R equal to, R comes equal to 7.35. 7.35. Okay. Now we got the value of R. Now we, next value we need is alpha. Alpha is explosion ratio. Okay. So for alpha we have to go from 2 to 2 dash. Okay. So now for process 2 to 2 dash, we can say that it is a constant volume process. So here we can say that T2 dash by T2 equal to P2 dash by P2, P2 dash by P2, and P2 dash by P2 is nothing but alpha. So here we can find the value of alpha. Alpha is equal to, what is the value of T2 dash? We have just calculated the value of T2 dash is equal to 1247.35. Put the value here, 1247.35 divided by, what is the value of T2? T2 equal to 673 Kelvin, 673. So here we find the value of alpha equal to, alpha is come equal to 1.85. We got the value of alpha equal to 1.85. So here we got the value of alpha also. Okay. Now we have to calculate the value of rho, cutoff ratio rho. So for cutoff ratio we have to move from point 2 dash to 3. Okay. So for 2 dash to 3, for process 2 dash to 3, it is a constant pressure process. Okay. So we can write the relation T3 by T2 dash, T3 by T2 dash equal to V3 by V2 dash, and V3 by V2 dash is nothing but cutoff ratio rho. It is cutoff ratio rho. So here we can find the cutoff ratio rho equal to T3 by T2 dash, T3 by, put the value of T3 and T2 dash. What is the value of T3? T3 is equal to 2273. 2273 divided by T2 dash equal to 1247.35. 1247.35. So we get the value equal to, value of rho comes equal to 1.82. It will come equal to 1.82. So rho will equal to 1.82. Now we have all the values of rho, alpha and R. So we can easily calculate the efficiency. Okay. So I am writing this diagram here. Now put all the values here. Put all the values in this formula of efficiency. So eta will come equal to 1 minus alpha. What is the value of alpha? Alpha equal to 1.85. Put here 1.85 into rho. What is the value of rho? 1.82. 1.82 to to the power gamma means 1.4 minus 1 divide by r to power gamma minus 1. What is the value of r? R is 7.35. Put here 7.35 to the power 1.4 minus 1 into within bracket alpha equal to what? Alpha equal to 1.85. 1.85 minus 1 plus 1.85, gamma is 1.4, and within bracket what is the value of rho? 1.82. 1.82 minus 1. 1.82 minus 1. Okay. So this is a long equation. You have to solve this by calculator. Okay. So by using calculator, when you solve this equation, you will get the value of eta equal to eta will come equal to 0.5160. 0.5160 multiply by 100 because you want the efficiency in percentage. So we will get 51.6%. So if the question comes on dual cycle, you just need the three values: compression ratio R, explosion ratio alpha, and cutoff ratio rho. If you calculate these three values R, alpha, and rho, then you can easily calculate the value of efficiency. Okay. So this type of question can also comes on exam. Okay. So in this way you can calculate the value of efficiency if the question comes on dual cycle. Okay. Now I am taking here another question, a slightly different question. This is the last numerical question, okay, of this topic. Okay. So carefully listen this question. Okay. This is a very good question actually. This is a very good question. So please carefully listen this question. The efficiency of Otto cycle is 54%. In this question, efficiency is given. Efficiency of Otto cycle is given. Eta is equal to 54%. Okay, or in fraction 0.54. Okay, it is given in the question. The compression begins at 1 bar and 15 degrees Celsius. Compression begins at 1 bar. It is an Otto cycle. First draw the diagram of Otto cycle. Diagram of Otto cycle. PV diagram of Otto cycle. Okay. So in the question it is saying that compression begins at 1 bar and 15 degrees Celsius. Begins means at point 1. So at point 1 pressure and temperature is given. Okay. So P1 equal to, it is given P1 is equal to 1 bar. P1 equal to 1 bar and T1 equal to 15 degrees Celsius. Temperature and pressure is given at point 1. 15 degrees Celsius plus 273. So it will become equal to 288 Kelvin. ठीक है? 288 Kelvin. Okay. The maximum pressure is 75 bar. Maximum pressure is given in the question. Okay. So from this diagram you can see at which point maximum the pressure will be maximum. So we can easily see this is the pressure plot. Okay. So on this plot the topmost point will be at higher pressure. So the topmost point is 0.3. So pressure will be maximum at 0.3. So value of P3 is given in the question. Maximum pressure means value of P3 is given in the question. So P3 is given equal to 75 bar. Okay. 75 bar. Find heat addition per kg. We have to calculate heat addition per kg. Okay, heat rejection per kg, heat rejection per kg, work done per kg, work done per kg, and also find compression ratio and mean effective pressure. Compression ratio R is also asked in the question, and mean effective pressure PM is also asked in the question. Okay, we have to calculate the heat addition per kg, heat rejection per kg, work done per kg, compression ratio R, and mean effective pressure. Okay, so in this question efficiency is given in the question. So first I am starting with compression ratio. Okay, because efficiency of Otto cycle is given, so you can easily calculate the value of compression ratio. You know the formula, eta is equal to 1 minus 1 by r to power gamma minus 1. Okay, so here we have to calculate the value of efficiency. Okay, eta is given 0.54, put the value 0.54 equal to 1 minus 1 by r to power gamma minus 1. Gamma means 1.4 minus 1. Okay, or we can say that, keep this value this side. So here we get 1 by r to power 1.4 minus 1 equal to 1 minus 0.54. Okay, or we can say that r to power 0.4 equal to 1 by 1 minus 0.54, or we can say that r is equal to whole to the power, if we transfer this power to this side, then we get 1 by 1 minus 0.54 whole to the power 1 by 0.4. So if you calculate this value, then you get the value of compression ratio R. So we get the compression ratio R is equal to, here we get after calculating R is equal to, it will come equal to 6.94, it will come equal to 6.94. Okay, 6.94. Okay, now here you can say that R is nothing but it is ratio of V1 by V2. We know that it is ratio of V1 by V2. Okay, volume at point 1 to volume at point 2. Okay, so we can relate this R with temperature also, because it is a ratio of volume at point 1 and 2. So we can relate this R with temperature at point 1 and 2. Okay, in this compression process. So we know the formula. I'm relating all these things. We know the formula for process for process 1 to 2, we can say that T2 by T1 equal to V1 by V2 to the power gamma minus 1, or we can say that R to power gamma minus 1. We have just calculated the value of R, which is equal to 6.94. Okay, so put this value of R here. So we can say that now in the question T1 is given, so put the value of T1 also. So we get T2 equal to, T1 is 288 into R is given 6.94 to the power 1.4 minus 1. So we get the value of T2 here. Okay, we get the value of T2 here, which is come equal to, T2 will come equal to 625.08 Kelvin. 625.08 Kelvin. Okay. Now with the help of this compression ratio R, we can also calculate the pressure. Okay, because we can also relate this volume ratio with pressure ratio. Okay, this is from 1 to 2, this is adiabatic process, and we know the general equation of adiabatic process, P1 V1 to power gamma is equal to P2 V2 to power gamma. So we can calculate the pressure also. Okay, so for process 1 to 2, we know the formula, Also P1 V1 to power gamma equal to P2 V2 to power gamma. This is the well known equation. Okay. So put this V2 below V1, we get here V1 by V2 to the power gamma equal to P2 by P1. Okay, so in the question again P1 is given equal to 1 bar. Okay, and V1 by V2 is nothing but compression ratio R to power gamma. Okay, so to calculate P2 we can say that P2 is equal to P1 is value of P1 is 1 bar. So 1 into R equal to 6.94, put the value of R 6.94 to the power gamma means 1.4. Okay, so we get the value of P2 here. What will the value of P2? If we calculate we get the value of P2 is equal to 15.06 bar. Okay, it will come equal to 15.06 bar. 15.06 bar. Okay. So I am building here. Write this value of R here. R equal to 6.94. Okay. Now what is asked in the question? Question asks about heat addition per kg. Heat addition takes place from 2 to 3. So to calculate the heat addition, you should know the temperature at point 2 as well as at point 3. But we only know the temperature at point 2. We only know the temperature at point 2. We don't know the temperature at point 3. So to calculate the temperature at point 3, we need to go for process 2 to 3. Okay. So for process 2 to 3, we can say that T3 by T2, apply the relation T3 by T2 equal to P3 by P2. Okay. Value of P3 is given in the question. Value of P3 is 75 bar. And T2 is also given in the question. T2 we have calculated here. And T2 also we have calculated. So put all the values here. So we get T3 equal to T2 equal to 625.08 Kelvin. 625.08 into P3 is given in the question. P3 is 75 bar. 75 divided by P2 is given. P2 we have calculated. P2 is 15.06 bar. 15.06 bar. Okay. So here, after calculating this value, you will get the value of T3 equal to T3 comes equal to 3112.95. 3112.95 Kelvin. Okay. So this is the value of T3. Now we can go for the what asked in the question. Okay. So first asked heat addition per kg. So heat addition, we know the formula of heat addition. Heat addition per kg. Per kg means we need not to multiply here with m. Actual formula is m Cv delta T. M Cv T3 minus T2. This is the formula for heat addition, but it is asked that heat addition per kg. So we need not to multiply with m. Okay. Heat addition per unit mass is asked. Okay. So m should become here. Okay. Which will in kg. So we need to multiply here with m. So we get the value equal to value of Cv is given in the question. In the question, value of Cv is given. Okay, value of Cv is given. Value of Cv is given equal to 0.71 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Okay, and value of R is also given in the question. Value of R is given 0.29 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Okay. So put the value of Cv here 0.71 into T3. We have calculated T3 is equal to 3112.95 minus T2. Also we have calculated T2 is equal to 625.08. 625.08. So if you calculate this value, you will get heat addition per kg equal to you get the value of heat addition per kg equal to 1766.38. 1766.38 kilojoule per kg. Okay. Okay. So now next question is heat reaction per kg. But before heat reaction per kg, we can easily calculate the value of work done per kg because efficiency is given in the question and we know the formula for efficiency. Okay. I am deleting this diagram actually. Okay. So we know the formula of efficiency eta equal to work done by heat addition, and heat addition we have just calculated here. So we can easily calculate the value of efficiency. So work done per kg equal to eta is 0.54 into heat addition is 1766.38. 1766.38. So we get the value of work done per kg equal to it will come equal to 953.84. It will come equal to, if you calculate this value, 953.84 kilojoule per kg. Okay. Now we know the value of work done per kg and heat addition per kg. So we know the formula that work done is equal to heat addition minus heat rejection. This is we know. Okay. Now we know the value of work done and we know the value of heat addition. So we can easily calculate the value of heat rejection. So heat rejection equal to heat addition minus work done. So heat rejection equal to heat addition. What is the value of heat addition? 1766.38. 1766.38 minus what is the value of work done? 953.84. 953.84. Okay. So after subtracting this value, you will get heat rejection equal to, it will come equal to 812.54. 812.54 kilojoule per kg. This is also in per kg. So in this way, we have calculated the value of heat addition, work done and heat rejection. Okay. Now the question is asked about mean effective pressure. Okay. So we know the formula of mean effective pressure. Okay. Mean effective pressure Pm is equal to work done by Vs, or this is stroke volume Vs, or we can say that work done by V1 minus V2. So work done we have calculated here. Work done we know, but value of V1 and V2 we don't know the value of V1 and V2. So V1 and V2 we need to find out to calculate this value of mean effective pressure. Okay. So this we can calculate by using the ideal gas equation. We know the ideal gas equation. What is the ideal gas equation? If we apply this ideal gas equation on point 1 in the diagram, we know the diagram. I am drawing the diagram here. I am drawing the diagram. Okay. I am deleting all this data. Okay. This we have calculated. So in that PV diagram, this is the PV diagram. So in the PV diagram, apply ideal gas equation at point 1. At point 1. So if we apply the ideal gas equation at point 1, so what will the ideal gas equation? P1 V1 is equal to MR T1. This would be the ideal gas equation. Okay. Here, now here we have to calculate the volume V1. Okay. But in this equation, the value of mass is not given in the question. Value of mass is not given in the question. So we have to calculate the value of V1 by M. So V1 by M will be equal to RT1 by P1. Okay. So it will come in meter cube per kg. So value of V1 will come in meter cube per kg. Okay. It will come in meter cube per kg. Okay. Because I am calculating the value of volume per unit mass. Okay. So it will become in meter cube per kg. So put the value of R here. Value of R, gas constant R is given in the question. It is equal to 0.29, 0.29, 0.29 into T1 is given equal to 288, 288 divide by P1 is given equal to 1 bar, 1 bar. Okay. Calculate this value. Then you will get a wrong answer. If you calculate like this, then you will get a wrong answer, because we have to see the units. Here unit of R is 0.29 kilojoule per kg, kilojoule per kg. Okay, it is in kilo, but the pressure is not in kilo, it is 1 bar. So either you convert this kilojoule into joule and this 1 bar into Pascal, or convert this bar into kilopascal. It is in kilojoule, so convert this 1 bar pressure into kilopascal. So in 1 bar equal to 100 kilopascal. Okay, so convert this 1 bar into kilopascal, so multiply by 100. Now it becomes 1 kilopascal, and this is 0.29 kilojoule. Okay, now it is okay. Okay, so unit will be same. Now you will get the value of V1 equal to, now if you calculate the value of V1, you get the value of V1 equal to 0.835, 0.835, but it is in meter cube per kg, because we have divided by mass here. I am not writing here, but we have divided it by mass. Okay, so it will come equal to V1 is equal to 0.835 meter cube per kg. Now we know the compression ratio R. We have only calculated the value of V1, na? But we need value of V2 also, na? So we know the value of compression ratio R. So R is nothing but V1 by V2. R is equal to V1 by V2. So here we can calculate the value of V2 also. V2 equal to V1 by R. So V1 is equal to 0.835 divided by value of R is equal to 6.94. 6.94. So we get the value of V2 equal to, here we get the value of V2 equal to, V2 will come equal to 0.1197 meter cube per kg. 0.1197 meter cube per kg. Okay. Okay. Now we have calculated the value of V1 and V2, so we can easily calculate the value of mean effective pressure PM. So here PM should be equal to, work done means value of work done is 953.84, 953.84 divided by V1 equal to 0.835, 0.835 minus V2 equal to 0.1197, 0.1197. Okay, so after calculating this value, we will get the value of mean effective pressure PM equal to 1322.015 kilopascal. Okay, it will come equal to 1322.015 22.05 kilopascal. Okay. So this value is comes in kilopascal. Okay. But you can convert it in bar also, because if you divide by 100, then you get the value in bar. Okay, so it will come equal to 13.22 bar. Okay, so this is a very good question actually. Okay, a very good question. So in this way you can also solve questions like this. This is a difficult question, a good question, but if you know the formula, if you know the concepts, if you know the how to draw the diagram, then you can easily solve any type of question. Okay, so this is the last question of this topic. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss about the comparison between Otto cycle, diesel cycle and dual cycle. Okay, and this is all for today. Okay, thank you.